What's happening, everybody? Jay Shockblast here. And, man, oh man, oh man, are you guys up for a good laugh? I just read this article on moviepilots.com by this dude named Rick. And as you can see in the title, it's got a little bit of an interesting theory. Certainly nowhere in line with my Kylo Ren killed all the Ewoks theory, but I digress. We can't all be as good as me. Yeah, this article, I mean, hey man, good job, Rick. You did your job. 1,000,000+ reads. Getting the hits, getting the views. That's what it's all about, right? So the article itself is fairly intriguing. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good read. It's tough to read though because it's total tinfoil hat kind of stuff, and if you're a big Batman fan and you're excited for Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, then this is going to be a very interesting concept for you. The headline of the story is revealed: Ben Affleck's Batman is the biggest plot twist since Darth Vader as Anakin Skywalker. So, on the premise, that is a pretty bold assertion. But here's the gist of what he has to say, and I have a link to the article in a comment below. So, spoilers, you might want to pause, go read the article, and come back to me. Basically, his insinuation is that Ben Affleck is not Bruce Wayne. So who is Ben Affleck? This dude right here, Slade Wilson. That is who this guy Rick from moviepilots.com, actually a fairly large website, that's not tiny by any stretch of the imagination. I've definitely seen them a number of times before. That is his assertion. Ben Affleck is actually playing Slade Wilson as Batman, because I guess there was a point in time where that was a thing that happened. I don't remember it, but he's got pictures from the comics, so, I guess Slade Wilson was Batman at one point, or a version of Batman, I should say. So, he supports it with all these examples and images, and I don't know. I just don't. It's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of it is stretching at best, tinfoil hat type stuff, and I just can't not comment on it, and I guess that kind of accomplishes exactly what I would think that he's looking for, which is to get people talking about it, to get people obviously going to the article and reading it and seeing the ads and all that good stuff. Hey, more power to you. I like it when people write to be entertaining. There's nothing wrong with that. And, considering I have a video in which I theorize that, because Kylo Ren has Darth Vader's burnt helmet, it means he went to Endor and killed all the Wookiees. I'm kind of joking when I say that, but still, I can appreciate a good theory. He doesn't stop there. Honestly, he's saying that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, John Blake, is actually the Joker and not Jared Leto. He uses the fact that John Blake starts with J-O and ends with K-E as part of a clue. The Suicide Squad's trailer is a remix song of the Bee Gees' I Started a Joke. It contains the lyrics, I started a joke which started the whole world crying, but I didn't see that the joke was on me. Alright, cool, I guess, but I don't know, I don't buy it. The other big thing that he also says is the reason in which Ben Affleck is actually Slade Wilson is so that, guess what? Christian Bale is going to slide back in so that he can be Batman in the Justice League. again, you know, I mean, I know Christian Bale had some regrets. He turned down a lot of money to stay as Batman. Um, and I have actually heard that, you know, I have read before that they moved on to Ben Affleck pretty quick from Christian Bale, and Christian Bale might have not been thrilled about it. But I mean, yeah, I mean, they're theorizing that, you know, Jeremy Irons is not going to be Alfred. He's going to be Billy Wintergreen. I don't know. He's talking about the fact that, you know, Slade Wilson has a sword, and this Batman has a sword, and, you know, all these kind of crazy things. He's showing, you know, all these, like, complete coincidental stuff. So I'd love to know what you guys think. I'd love for you guys to check out the article. Yeah, I'm giving them clicks, whatever, but Ben Affleck as Slade Wilson and not Bruce Wayne, what does that do for you? You know, I have to say though, you know, the thing that he references is Darth Vader being the plot twist. You know, Luke, I am your father. You know, the thing about that scene is, you know, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure I've seen interviews and read stuff places that, you know, that's not what was actually said to Mark Hamill while they were actually filming. What was actually Mark was just told, this is how you need to react, and he did that. He did just that, you know, like he gave the reaction based on being told, you know, something impossible and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Because as we all know, Dave Prowse played Darth Vader in the suit, but the voice was actually James Earl Jones. And from what I understand, you know, going into the actual release of the movie, only James Earl Jones and George Lucas really knew what Vader was going to say. It was completely, you know, kept hush-hush, because it was a huge plot twist, you know, you know, there wasn't an episode 1, 2, and 3 at that point, you know, for the better, I'm sure, for most people. And, you know, so you didn't know Anakin Skywalker. That name didn't mean anything to you yet. And, you know, for that, you know, you didn't really have any idea. You didn't know that Padme died at birth and all that stuff. You know, if you watch episode 1 through 6 in order, it all kind of makes sense. But if you were to watch it, you know, kind of separately in the order that they were filmed, then, you know, it wouldn't really make as much sense. And that's the whole point. That's why it was such a big plot twist. There's just too many, for me, there's just too many hands in the cookie jar, you know? Like, there's too many people to keep quiet, you know, there would be leaks. I just don't see any way that something like that would work, nor would I want it to. Like, let's face it, I think what I want to see, and what I'm sure most of you want to see in a Justice League movie, is just a straightforward Justice League movie where everybody is who they are, and they kind of keep it as close to character as possible. I don't need, and I don't see why DC Comics would need, this cloak and dagger stuff where, you know, is he or isn't he, and blah, blah, blah. Like, people are going to see this movie just because. They're not going to, you know, suddenly say, oh, well, I need to go see the movie now because Ben Affleck might not actually be Batman, you know? It just seems unnecessary. Even if it is artistic, it doesn't make sense. I don't buy it. I don't see it. Trust me, I'd love for Deathstroke to be involved, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening. And I put the link down there below so everybody could check it out. I would love to know what you guys think. If you could let me know. Will Ben Affleck be Slade Wilson? Or will he just be Bruce Wayne and Batman like he was always expected to be? I think it's the latter. So, anyway, I hope this video was interesting for you. And we'll catch you later.